Cash Crew, welcome back to another week's episode with your host, Mr.ESPN. What's going on, Jygg? What's going on, Kenz?
Yo, what up, though?
We're back for another week's episode here. We're Sports Cash, where we discuss everything sports and the business behind it. You guys know how it is before we get the episode started. We always have some headlines for you guys to get covered. Of course, again, third week in a row, Cam Newton still no job, no new home. I think Cam has a point when he said there's not 32 people better than him. I totally agree. I still don't understand how Cam Newton don't have a job, but hey, hopefully he finds one soon because I know there are teams out there that do need a backup, and some teams probably even need a starter.
Shit.
But it's a tough situation that Cam Newton's in. Definitely don't like to see him out. I know he still has some in the tank still left to play, so hopefully he can find a new home pretty soon before the season's already halfway done. Also, Anthony Joshua in the boxing world had took another L.
Another one.
Apparently, if I'm not mistaken, Jay, he lost all his belts.
He lost all of them.
Oh, damn.
All three of them. He had three, all gone.
So he lost all his bets to a Ukrainian fighter. I'm not even gonna try
attempt
to
his name,
but his last name is USYK. You could do your Googles and see who that is.
Isik. So one of them. Zik.
But yeah, Anthony Joshua has finally took that L, and so now fight night in October for the big fight. It's gonna have a little shape of and it's gonna even add a little bit more excitement. So we'll see in a couple of weeks with fight night in Vegas, the big fight that a lot of people are anticipating. So we'll be looking forward to that. Now, to this week's episode, we have some things to cover in the NBA world. I know NBA has not got started yet, but, you know, NBA is a year-round sport now. Big news. Andrew Wiggins has to forfeit all his home games this year.
All of them.
Due to not getting the COVID-19 vaccine.
Well, hold on, real quick, before we even get into that, Vlad, you know we got to start it off, man.
Well, yeah, we messed up. We messed up big time.
This your boy Kenz, man. Before we even get into it, I got to ask, how you feeling, Vlad? How you feeling, Jygg? The people got to know.
Well, you know, it's always a good time, man.
Always good time.
Talking sports.
Yes, sir. But now, into the Wiggins situation. So, apparently Wiggins went to the NBA and he had a, I forget what they call it, but he basically was saying that he was not getting the vaccine based on his faith, on his religion. I'm not sure what it is, but I can say this. When I went to West Georgia, I immediately went to them because they were like, oh, I need to get immunization. And I found out from my roommate, who was Seventh-day Adventist at the time, that I can say I'm Seventh-day Adventist and we don't believe in vaccinations. And I did that just so I could cop out and not have to go get vaccinated for West Georgia for college. And they was like, oh, okay, cool, no questions asked. I'm assuming the NBA is a little bit more strenuous because they looked at his request and said, fuck out of here. But I think it's also the rules of the state that he's in. California seems to be a little bit. I think they said that California, Texas, and New York have some pretty stringent rules when it comes to dealing with COVID and players in large facilities or whatever like that. So they said, nah, Wiggins, you can't play. Which means also that he won't play any of the home games in California. He won't play against Sacramento. He won't play against LA. He won't play none of the LA teams. That's right. He won't play against Houston, Dallas, or San Antonio. He won't play against the Nets and the Knicks. That's a lot of
big games.
It's a lot of money
big games
that he's not paying. And I mean, you know, I'm all for people making that choice. I don't think it should be forced on nobody.
Right.
And I hate that they're essentially forcing him to get the vaccine. But I feel like, you know, he got to have somebody in his corner who's educating him to let him know that it's safe, I would hope. You know, at least the Moderna one. You know?
I mean...
they cleared the Moderna one. So go ahead, boy. Take them 2 shots, my boy.
Look, I mean, I can't feel. I mean, some people gonna say they feel sorry or something. It's a money situation.
Yeah.
Let's say he doesn't get it, and the vaccine doesn't keep you from catching COVID. So we know that.
Right.
But let's say he doesn't get it, but then he catches COVID. Now he passes it on to his teammates or whatever. Now there's no games.
Right.
Now there's no money.
They got to sit out. They can't just play with COVID because they can't pass it to other teams.
10 days.
Right, and you end up looking like I forgot what team it was that played with like 6 people last year.
Washington, I want to say.
Dallas.
Oh, okay. They had, early on.
They had like 6 or 7 people suited to play a game. Could you imagine going to an NBA game and 6 people show up? That's ridiculous. So at the end of the day,
you got 1 6 man.
Right.
He got to be the 6 man.
Right.
And a lot of the time he gonna be got to play the 1. He got to sub for everybody.
Right. Look, the owner said, look, we took L's for 2 years.
Yeah.
They had the bubble, and then last year, there was nobody in the stands, right?
Right, and it was condensed
until the playoffs,
and it was a condensed season.
Right. So they was like, look, we lost a lot of money these last 2 years.
We're not doing that.
You better get on board or get left.
I agree, but I also think there's one other factor to that. Next year is obviously a historical season. For 2 reasons, they are going to name the top 75 players of all time next year, and it is the 75th anniversary of the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
The NBA knows what's at stake this year.
Right.
There's too much money.
Way too much.
Way too much. Everybody's coming back healthy, obviously, except Kawhi, which they even still anticipate him to come back in April.
Right.
So the playing field is even. You got the Lakers reloaded, Brooklyn's reloaded. They can't afford, these big name stars to catch any type of sickness.
Right.
And they definitely can't afford to have this season to be jeopardized outside of injury, obviously, because you can't control that. Because they know they're starting the season off. I think Brooklyn Lakers first game of the season. Like, they coming full head this year. A lot of teams gonna be healthy.
Right.
And ready to play. There's some young teams coming up. You still got Denver. Jamal Murray's coming back. Atlanta's here. Knicks is here. And of course you got the big hitters. You got the Lakers. You got Brooklyn. You got Milwaukee. You got Philly, Phoenix. All these teams. They trying to bank in for the 75th anniversary.
Right.
I think it's gonna be a special year. I think it's gonna be a historical year. I think a lot of records are gonna be broken this year. So they can't afford. Yeah, they can't afford these guys to be reckless.
On top of that, I want to say the NBA runs out. The CBA runs out
2023.
Right, and then the next TV deal is coming up in 2024. They want to get things situated, so when they bring those arguments to the table, they can. Because I think the NBA cap is like 115 right now. The salary cap for a team is like 115, 120.
110, 115.
Right, and they already trying to push it to 170.
Oh God.
And they're gonna have a lot of data to say it's worth. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of contracts, those kind of TV agreements.
Well, the data's there. I mean, there's been a lot of talks that they're gonna do expansion. They're trying to add a team back to Seattle, or Vegas.
Add 2 teams if they do that though.
Yeah, Seattle. Give Seattle their team back and add a team in Vegas.
Vegas, the hot spot right now.
Well, that's just 2 teams in the West. They're gonna have to shift.
They're gonna shift Memphis and New Orleans.
Oh, that makes sense.
Where they should be, though.
Exactly. Everything on this side of the Mississippi.
Exactly.
So that we could beat on them 2 teams. Okay. I love it.
So hopefully that happens before the new CBA or within the first 2 years of the new CBA. But no, for sure. I mean, you gotta think about it, man. Like, YouTube TV is heavy into it. Amazon Prime got NFL, so Amazon Prime probably gonna try to get into it.
Yep.
You got YouTube TV. You got these cable deals. You got Twitter that has a deal with the NFL. I'm pretty sure Twitter is going to try to lock in with the NBA because we all know what Twitter is like during the NBA season.
Right. Every game.
I wouldn't be surprised. Facebook. So the bag is there. Mm-hmm. Then they're banking on this. Every year that passes by, that's 1 year closer to LeBron's retirement. Yeah. And we've seen what they did for Kobe's retirement. I think LeBron's gonna be that times 3 on steroids.
Yeah, they're gonna put it in like the Mercedes Benz, like all the games gonna be in like domes.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
So every year that's growing, it's building
Yeah.
more and more anticipation every year. And here's another thing, too. This year is the first team, if you think about it, all the historic big market teams are good. Miami's good. Both New York teams are good.
Mm-hmm.
Boston's good. Chicago's good.
LA's.
LA's good. And Golden State's good.
Yeah.
All the big market teams are good this year.
I find it debatable with some of those teams that you said, but I'm gonna let that ride for now.
Watch
I ain't gonna say no names.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
All I know is
Watch your mouth.
Trae Young was on SmackDown the other day, owning Madison Square Garden again.
Well, I can at least say the Knicks are gonna make the playoffs, so that's good.
They might be in the play-in.
That's fine.
That's fine.
As long, and guess what? And that's dollars for the NBA.
Listen, I hope they make the first round.
We saw what the Garden looked like last year for round one. And here's the thing too.
The world was so happy to see basketball.
Now, same way MLB has a Subway Series. Wait till the series of the boroughs when the Knicks.
Oh yeah, I love. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm a super Knicks fan when they play the Nets. Just cause I like the underdog feel. I like that. I like to see. I feel like last year the few times that they played, man, Julius was really trying to give it to him. They robbed him.
Right.
And I understand why his son hates Kevin Durant. That monster.
I support Brooklyn, but it's like that.
It's like the Mets to the Yankees.
Distant relative.
Yeah, because it's not even that. At least the Mets were there. Brooklyn originated in Jersey.
Yeah.
But technically, people can say the same thing about the Giants. The Giants play in Jersey.
No, we play in Jersey. That's because we don't got no space in New York.
Yeah,
it's different. They were the New Jersey
problem.
Nets and came over.
So blame Jay-Z.
Look, that's cool.
No, that's not the blame. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, brought money to Brooklyn. So that's not the problem.
He helped gentrification.
It's just an understanding
right.
that, man, you're not cemented. Like, the history ain't the same. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They got there, 2011?
Something late.
Right. The Knicks been, Knickerbockers in Madison Square since what?
Ever.
41?
But let's be realistic. The NBA is better with the Nets in Brooklyn than Jersey.
No, facts.
I mean, we could say that. I think New Jersey.
I support them. I rock.
And New York, I mean, for how big of a market is, come on. If California got 4 teams,
oh yeah,
New York has to have at least 2.
I mean, but
Florida has
essentially
3.
The Nets have always been a New York team because they're right there. That
tri-state area
is so goddamn
but
tight.
It is tight, but at the same time, just you gotta because I've seen the arena. Having Barclays in downtown Brooklyn is different. Yeah. The energy is different.
I'm gonna say this real quick though. If Jay-Z could find space,
Jay-Z's not the owner no more.
But I'm saying because he's the one who kind of helped them move to Brooklyn, right?
Yes.
I'm saying if Jay-Z could find the space to build an arena in New York, I don't know what's up with the Giants, bro.
That's different. Building an arena and building a stadium is 2 different things.
I mean, it's not the same, but it's close enough. Hell. Jay-Z knocked down a lot. Well, he had people knock down a lot of stuff to build that Barclays. So, gentrification and all that.
Anyway.
The Giants can move if they was real New Yorkers.
Damn.
But back to the vaccine. Back to the vaccine, man.
Damn, I'm trying to think. Okay, so if that's the case, what happens with the person that is vaccinated and they still catch it?
Nothing.
I think they.
Well, you can't say nothing because Chris Paul caught it last year.
No, they still have to quarantine.
Quarantine, but I'm saying they don't get.
Yeah, it's not as bad. They still got to do 7 days because that's what happened to the other Antetokounmpo, Thanasis, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one who plays in Milwaukee because he got it after game 2, and he had to quarantine the rest of the series. But that's it. I think the issue is
kind of, you think they feel like they're forcing them to go get it?
They slick.
Because 41 games is a lot of games.
They incentivize you in a way that's yo, you got to do this. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're not gonna fire you, but you can't make no money.
Right.
41 games.
And I mean, at least they're not
that's
saying
half your salary.
Listen, it's not half his salary because he can't play no games in California, Texas, or New York.
It's more than half. We just
know for sure that he's not gonna play them home games.
States.
But yeah, there's a lot of games he's gonna be missing.
Damn, he might as well have his own lockout.
Right.
Shoot, he might as well go play in Miami.
No, go to Canada and go play in the Canadian League.
There you go.
Oh, they're not gonna accept him. He gotta get vaccinated to go to Canada.
That sucks.
That's why people are like, bro, you're Canadian. You can't even go home without the vaccine. So what are you doing?
I don't know.
Is he Adventist? Like, what? Is he Jewish? What is his religion? I want to know now.
I ain't tripping.
I'm not mad. I'm not tripping. Listen, stand by what you got to stand by.
But that's a steep punishment. Like,
yo, he's a millionaire. He's a super millionaire.
Yeah,
he's probably making like $700,000 a game.
But here's the thing though. I don't care how much money you're making. If somebody's about to take about, let's say, Andrew Wiggins,
he making like 25, 30 million this year.
25.
He had a fat contract when
that's like 600,000.
When what's the name extended?
So he's supposed to be making 29.5. So let's say this rounded up to 30.
Yeah, you making 30 million.
He's losing about 15, not playing minimum.
That's just.
I don't care how much money you got. Nobody's going to be willing to give up 15
Hey, listen, I'm not telling him to give up. I'm not telling him to give up
bro.
the money. What I'm saying is, he got to really look at his situation, and if it's worth it to him, if he wants to stand on his morals, and that's what he wants to do, do what you got to do, bro.
I do respect that.
As a poor black man, I mean, I say poor because the nigga got a little money now. As a bottom of the middle class black man, right? If I had an opportunity to be making 15 mil, man, y'all could put syrup in these veins right now. Go ahead, give it to me. Give it to me. Listen, CDC. Y'all need a test? Come holler at me. I'll test out the next 3 vaccines for y'all boys. Y'all trying to give me 15?
Right.
Shit. You know what I can do with 15?
Right. At the end of the day,
I'm at strokers the whole weekend.
You so stupid. At the end of the day, they're not forcing it. You just have a choice.
Yeah. But
it's not a force.
It's not necessarily
it's
a
not
choice.
A force, but the punishment is going to make you consider.
It's very.
That's with anything though.
Life
is about choices. You have a choice. You either get it or you don't. He's not forcing you. Ain't no gun to your head. If you get it, you get the money. If you don't get it, you lose the money. That's it.
I mean, they're keeping it.
You're still on the team.
That's true.
You look. Everybody want to be like, nah, they're not forcing nothing. You always got a choice. The ball is in your court.
It is.
I told you.
I just hope he saved it.
Should have stayed. He saved checks. He was good, like Marshawn. I hope he was good with his chicken.
Because now,
save your chicken.
It's time to cook them because you're gonna be at home a lot this year,
man. Because he can't come to no games.
Can't come.
He's not gonna travel for a lot of games, which is gonna be weird. Because say they go on a road trip where there's games that he can play and games that he can't play. He's gonna travel with the team and just stay in the hotel or something, or he gonna travel separately?
No, there's ways for that because I mean, what about when Kobe?
You think they're gonna charter him on by himself?
Yes.
Because he can't be with the team,
bro. Golden State got. Come on, they got deep pockets. None of that.
You think about this. Want to spend money though? Just because you got money don't mean you want to spend it.
They won't have no choice after that, bro. You remember in 2006 when Kobe used to take private jets by himself when the Lakers were losing, but this dude was busting people with game winners.
Kobe was a superstar.
I know. I understand that you can't compare Kobe to Andrew Wiggins, but I'm just saying, like, players. What about James Harden, who stays back behind in cities to party and say, "All right, I'll meet y'all in the next city."
He's a superstar, and I'm 100% sure that he was getting himself to, he had the money to do that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He
and if
book his own private jet.
If Andrew Wiggins wants to get up and say, "Hey, I got this, bro. I'm about to," what I'm saying?
Andrew could pay for it.
I'll see y'all in Cleveland. Then okay,
he could pay for it.
Yeah.
If I was him,
he gotta go to them games because he need to get paid.
That's what I'm saying. So he can afford it.
If I was him, I'd just be wherever the team at. I just can't go to the arena. I'd be on the 2K.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
Y'all hit me up when y'all get back.
You need to let him hit him with that little musketeer shot, that castor oil,
not that
with the mint a little bit. You know what I'm saying? With a little bit of lemon, and look, I don't know, man. I think, me personally, right? I just think do your research. You know what I'm saying? Get as much information as you can. And make the best decision. I don't know if he's done the research. I don't know. Because then you look at a guy like Cat, you know what I'm saying, who lost 6 family members to COVID.
Tough.
You know what I'm saying? He wasn't playing when that vaccine came out. He took care of business.
Yeah.
And, he was out there talking to the fans players, of the city trying to... Because, I mean, losing 6 family members, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and one of them being his mom.
Right. You got to understand how serious the virus is. And now that we have something... outside of just staying at home, putting on a mask, and being 6 feet away from each other, Like, we have something that's actually like, all right, bro. I mean, if you catch it, you'll be all right.
I agree.
Like, I think you should just do the research, get yourself to a comfortable place. You know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, it's up to him, man. You can. It's really, really. I hate that it almost seems like he's being forced to do it, because if he doesn't right now, it's not his choice. Mm-hmm. And it's to the point where it's like, you know, you have to, if you do the 2 shots, you got to be like 2 weeks after inoculation from the second shot before you're considered safe or whatever like that. So he'd have to get a shot today and a shot in 2 weeks to be good for the beginning of the season. Now, you know what I'm saying? And that's not his choice,
right? No.
Unless he take that Johnson & Johnson, that one-hitter quitter. And I don't believe in that one-hitter quitter, big fella. Stay away from that. Listen, I don't promote nothing. I ain't advertising nothing. But, man, listen, if you want to take me, you going to have to do more than hit me once. That's all I'm saying.
That's crazy. But in other news, Ben Simmons.
My man Ben.
Nigga.
What is Philly going to do with Ben Simmons?
So reports say that Embiid, Tobias Harris, the Haitian, they all I forgot his name. Matisse Thybulle. They all, and a couple of other the 76ers brigade, wanted to take a private jet out from Philly to LA this morning to go talk to Ben and try to convince him to stay. And he hit him back. He said, listen, y'all might as well save y'all money. Don't waste y'all time. I'm through with the organization. I'm not coming back. Y'all not going to change my mind.
I think Ben is out.
I think he's out. Listen, I'm not going to, but the 76ers still have most of the power because.
Do they really?
They have him under contract. They can find him when he doesn't show up.
I understand.
On top of that, Ben does not look great. What team is like, we definitely need a Ben Simmons?
Here's the thing
He'll
with
be
this.
good in Brooklyn.
He got to go to a team where he's the fourth wheel.
Here's what you don't want to happen for Philly. You do not want a James Harden situation.
Right.
Second of all, be honest with you, and I know this is going to be far-fetched.
I already know it, because that's what you do.
But how do we know Ben Simmons is not trolling everybody?
He is.
As far as what?
Like, let's be realistic, though. For the past 3 years, we've seen clips every offseason.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Ben Simmons playing pickup basketball with NBA guys.
Taking shots.
Busting jumpers.
Right.
And then he gets in the NBA game, and he don't even know how that jumper exists.
You know, they do say it's a psychological thing, man.
The lights are different, man.
Yeah.
I understand the lights are different, but he's not even attempting. That's different. If he was attempting and missing, then I'll say, okay, the lights are different.
Bro.
No.
The stakes are higher.
Bro.
You can miss a shot in open run, and it don't feel the same. But when somebody's recording them stats, and you got to look at that paper after the game, and it's like, man, that was 2 or 12.
Yeah, but what about when you have a wide open dunk and you drop it off?
I mean, that was one time. Right, and
bro,
that
was
the pressure. That was the pressure of the situation. That was the pressure
series.
of the situation because it was a Game 7 in Philadelphia.
Right.
This is to the Eastern Conference Finals, and he knows he's not a good free throw shooter. He doesn't want to go get sent to the line where it's gonna be like, dang, 2 clangers. That hurts. At least he did that, and Matisse still hit 1 free throw. They only lost 1 point, and they lost by like 8. So that didn't change the whole dynamic of the game. Ben was already not doing too much offensively to help them. You know what I'm saying? Even if he would have dunked that, nobody was going to foul him. It wasn't going to be an and one. And if it was an and one, he was going to miss that free throw anyway. Right. So, I mean, the media, people behind it, made it so huge. And, I mean, it's fair. That's what their job is. They critique. You can't give up that easy layup in that position with the scores, what it was in the fourth quarter and in a playoff. It's crazy that Ben did that, but he understands his weaknesses. He knows Matisse is a better free throw shooter, and if they foul him, he's more likely to hit both than Ben is. Matisse gave him 50%. I think Ben, for me, right, and I'm probably just because I'm kind of like, I'm a little bit more towards the organizations in certain situations. I'm looking at this, and I'm like, yo, Ben, this is your fault. Everything that's fallen out from this is 100% your fault. Yeah. You don't take shots. you don't put in the work, you have notoriously been labeled like not a hard worker and not a person that takes the accountability to develop your game. This is your fault. You can't be mad at the Sixers for trying to figure out what to do. They just gave you $150 million, $170 million, whatever it was. They believe in you. They trust you. They want you there. You know what I'm saying? And now you mad because you fell short. You came up short under the bright lights.
True.
You can't blame them. You gotta take the onus and step up.
Yeah.
And at the very least, help them trade you. Show up, ball out. Let them be like, yo, Ben shooting now. He's better than what it was, and we can possibly, because I'm gonna tell you like this: if Ben had a people keep talking about the fucking 3-ball. Fuck
if he
that.
just had a 15,
if he had a mid range, they would have won a championship last year.
Possibly,
they would have won a championship last year. The Nets was already out. They could beat Milwaukee. They have the depth to beat Milwaukee and the defense to beat Milwaukee. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they would have ran into Phoenix.
Phoenix would have been too small.
Right.
Should have been
they can run up and down with Phoenix.
We're not going to talk about that because I get mad thinking about Philly basketball all the time. These bums.
But my question is, where does he go? Because, again, like you say, Kenz, he's not helping the case. Yeah, we know he has trade value, but not showing up to training camp, you're already showing that you're not willing to shoot in the games. If I'm another organization, I'm not giving you the house for Ben Simmons. I don't care if he's 25 years old and he's a different, defensive player and he's a multiple all-star. I don't care. Where does Ben Simmons go? Where does he fit? And
that's the other problem. Where does he fit? Where do you think he can go? Because for how much he's being paid, right? He's gonna demand.
And this is not even the biggest contract he get. He's still due for another one.
He's gonna demand like a very important person or persons to be traded in a package with him, right? So you're going to have to trade. If I don't even know. I'm thinking Rudy Gobert. You know what I'm saying? Right. To make the money match, because at least you can move him to the 5, because you can't have him be your point guard, because we could tell he's gonna be such a liability in the playoffs and in those high pressure situations because of his unwillingness to shoot. Mm-hmm. And he's not. If he's saying I'm not coming back to show y'all that I'm more willing to shoot, then how eager am I? Like the Hawks. Do I want the Hawks to go get Ben Simmons?
No,
not really.
Nope.
Not
I'm
really.
fine with our team have
because
right now.
because we got a bunch of shooters. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we got one non-shooter in Capella. I don't see them saying. I don't see the Sixers saying we'll take Capella off your hands. That's not a good trade for them.
And why you need Capella? You got Embiid.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're gonna make Capella play the 4.
Nah.
But why would
John Collins?
Why would you have a exactly again?
And you just drafted Jalen Johnson.
That means you would get Capella and Ben Simmons for and maybe trade John Collins and some other pieces, whatever. But you would have 2 non-shooters as your bigs now.
No.
Cluttering the paint for Trae Young and all the other wings that can create their own shots. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's what team needs a more athletic Draymond who won't shoot?
Orlando.
What are they gonna do with him? What is Portland gonna do with him? Portland would have to give up a substantial piece, which is gonna just ruin
one piece.
What piece?
It's the one piece that because they've been needing to break up in Portland.
That they don't need to break up in Portland. They need to add.
No.
If they could get Ben Simmons,
they need to break it up.
If they get rid of Dame, and they take Ben Simmons, how does that help Portland become better?
Portland has reached its ceiling.
My question again is, if they get rid
don't get Dame, okay, I'll say it like this: they don't get better as far as winning, but they get better as far as having pieces to acquire and move on for the future. Because let's be honest right now, Portland's not winning the championship this year.
They're never winning a championship.
Okay.
It's a lot of teams that's not
winning
a championship this year.
And Dame is 30, possibly going on 31.
Possibly. He's definitely going on 30.
Okay.
Yo, Vlad just killed Dame. Vlad just killed Dame.
You can't do that kind of stuff.
He Haitian too. I don't know if he's going to make it, but he possibly will make it to 31.
So at this point, Damon's at the peak of his career. We've seen what him and CJ can do. They maxed it out. Mm-hmm. Just break it up. Send Dame to Philly. Get Ben Simmons, who's 25, still have trade value, multiple All-Star. Now you get CJ at least a year to have the green light. CJ can go average 30. If you want to move CJ, that's fine. Now his trade value goes up because he had one season where he probably would be an all-star, averaging 28 or
and then when
probably
Ben Simmons
30.
becomes a free agent,
And bring free exactly. So now you just in a matter of 3 to 4 years,
you're the Sacramento Kings.
No, because Sacramento never had all-stars.
They're gonna be Sacramento.
No,
Ben
they
Simmons
won't.
is not gonna go to the West and stay an all-star.
But that's fine. But he will still have trade value.
Will he?
Yes, he will.
If he comes out,
Ben Simmons defense enough. There's at least half the league that would love to have that type of defense on the team. Trust me.
First of all, we are in an offensive league.
Yeah, but we also saw in the finals that you still had to play defense too.
I get that, right? The money doesn't talk about defense, right? People aren't getting paid max deals for defense, except for Rudy Gobert.
I was about to say.
Don't make no sense. It's only because how contracts work out in the max
and Draymond Green.
Draymond, first of all, before Draymond got his big money, he was averaging 17 points. Right. You know what I'm saying? He was actually balling, and he was a consistent scorer for that team. Right. After he got paid, and then KD came, he started averaging 9 points, and he was still 27. That didn't make no sense. But somebody had to take an L in that situation, whatever. But me personally, I don't think there's no way that Ben goes that makes that team better. That is worth sacrificing. If Ben Simmons is a free agent and he goes to a team, that is amazing. Because somebody can sign him and they could plug him into place. Yeah. But to sacrifice, because I'm looking at Portland. Portland is better with Dame, CJ, and Ben.
But you can't get Ben without giving up something.
Give up everything else. Give up the picks.
Give up the next 2 years picks.
That would be dumb.
I mean,
why?
That would be dumb.
Why would that be dumb?
Now you're doing what Milwaukee did and mortgaging your future.
Milwaukee got a championship,
and you think Portland's gonna win a championship in the West with Ben Simmons?
They have way more. Listen, right? One of Portland's biggest issues is defense. And you just went on that tirade about defense. You add Ben Simmons' defense. Now he can play bigs. He can play wings. He can switch. He changes the game. He's an actual ball handler, right? He's way more of a distributor than Dame is. Yeah. You got Dame and CJ playing off ball. Yeah. He's basically Draymond with a less defensive Clay and a sharpshooter Steph. You know what I'm saying? Like it's possible for them to make a way better run with Dame and Ben versus Ben and CJ. Ben and CJ will be out in 3 years.
Right.
They're going to be free agents and they're going to be the fuck up out of there. Because if Dame leaves, Dame's leaving because he wants that championship. Exactly. You think CJ's going to stick around and keep trying to figure out championship
and
shit?
That's what I'm saying. Do the trade straight up. Or what Ben and probably somebody else. Go get Dame. Give CJ 1 year where he's practically by himself. He can go off. He got the ultra green light.
They won't make the playoffs.
That's fine. He will get traded that year, the year after that. And then now you're left with Ben Simmons and a whole bunch of role players.
Is Ben Simmons even going to play? He's doing all this to not mess with the 76ers. You think he's going to be like, I'm out here now?
Who says Ben Simmons is going to stay in Portland? He may stay there for 2 years and they get him out of there.
So why would Portland trade for him?
Because you're trading for your future. It's like what OKC did. You pick these guys.
So they can't trade for him straight up. They got to get assets.
Yes, but you're picking.
You're not talking about straight up trade.
You're not trying. No, you're trying to pick up assets so you can move on for later. Because Portland knows. Let's be realistic. Ain't no championship coming out of no Portland.
They got to do a 3-team trade. That's the only way. They got to do a 3-team trade where the other 2 teams is giving Portland picks and some young talent. And they can get rid of... Go ahead and get rid of everybody. Get rid of CJ. Get rid of... move Ben, move Dame. Maybe that 1 year with CJ and the young talent. Yeah. You know they're not going to make the playoffs. Yeah. We have fun. CJ looks like an alter. He looks like Bradley Beal.
Exactly.
And then we move him.
Yeah.
Exactly. You just move on. So within the 3, maybe in 4 year span...
Yeah, and they'll still be the Sacramento Kings.
Portland would look like a whole new team.
And they'll look like the Sacramento Kings.
Still be
it is what it is.
Yeah.
And by then, it'll be...
Or you can ride
or try to build through the draft.
That's what they've been doing.
Nah, not these past years. They've been making a playoff.
That's what they've been doing. They've been building through the draft
ever since LaMarcus Aldridge. Dame. They haven't been building through the draft.
I'm saying their history says they have been building through the draft. LaMarcus Aldridge, Dame, all these guys all the good players that have been in Portland for the last 15 years have been guys that they have drafted for the most part. So they're gonna keep doing what they've been doing, and it hasn't got them anywhere. except for the Western Conference Finals, which I mean, that's commendable.
In an 8-year span.
They went 3 times.
Who?
Portland.
They went twice.
They went twice. I mean,
they went twice.
Didn't they go with LaMarcus and Dame?
No.
Oh, they did a second round exit.
Second round, yeah.
I mean, shit. Sometimes you win some, you lose some, man. Unfortunately, and this is the reality of the NBA, bro. You're gonna play in somebody's dynasty.
Right.
In the East, everybody had to see LeBron every year for 9 years, and motherfucker. In the West, you had to deal with the Lakers, Dallas, and the Spurs. And when they finally all settled down, the Warriors said, "Oh, our turn," and they ran it off for 5 years.
And then the Lakers got good again.
All right.
Yeah, they got good again. I mean, they bought
Ain't
a
nobody worried about that, right? I mean, right now they look decent, but they still ain't.
Ain't nobody worried about the Lakers for the next 5 years.
You crazy.
They got a year or two left.
They're about to be the 2021 champions.
I mean, I said the next 5 years.
Yeah, that's it. After that, they're not.
But that's how it usually is.
Nah, but Golden State, when Golden State came up,
they ran.
Golden State is still feared right now.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Lakers.
Golden State championship run has kind of came to an end.
Has it? We don't know that.
They won 3 out of the 5. That's how it usually is. You do a 5.
We back, baby.
Think about it. Miami had their 4-year run. San Antonio had.
That's because they had a whole different team after them 4 years.
Yeah, but Golden State is not as powerful as they were before.
If LeBron would have stayed in Miami, they
would have 6 years. They'll have 6 years straight.
He went 9.
No, I'm saying they went to the final 6 years straight.
Oh, you talking about
in Miami?
In Miami,
yeah. If he had stayed.
Yeah, I don't know if they would have won, but
no. Of course they lost to San Antonio and they lost to Dallas. That's already 2 losses right there.
Yeah.
So they probably won 3 out of 3. 3. They won 3 out of 6 or 4 out of 6.
They might have messed around and beat the Warriors that first year.
Nah, they'll beat them. They would have beat them.
Yeah. They was high flying and excited.
They would beat them, especially if Dwayne Wade knees was okay.
Nah, his knees was already boo boo. Come on now.
Nah, but Dwayne Wade was out here giving people buckets.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, man. I think Harrison Barnes could have contained him.
Stop playing.
Klay Thompson would have contained him.
My boy Killer Clay. Clay would have put it on LeBron.
No, Clay would put it on Wade.
That's easy.
He would have get Wade.
Clay liked to challenge himself. He would have guarded LeBron. Dwayne Wade would have been easy for Clay. We talking about LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron would have been getting full court press. Then LeBron is irrelevant. Then
I don't think so. I don't think Clay would do it. Not that young Clay.
Why not?
That young Clay.
Man,
2015 Clay.
Clay.
No, because you got
been that guy. Man,
yeah, but you got to understand who LeBron was in 2015 too.
He was nothing. It's either he gets to the rack or he's shooting free throws. That's
like
it. He was nothing. LeBron was not.
Yeah, but ex Toronto.
Okay, he had one good series. LeBron James shooting was not as good as it was this. LeBron James shooting.
That's when he really started shooting.
Exactly, and then now it's superb.
2015, he was in Cleveland.
We talking about
if he had stayed in Miami, he would still had the skill set.
Nah,
the first year in Cleveland though, he wasn't shooting.
That was 2014.
He still. That's what I'm saying.
15. He wasn't shooting like that, bro.
He wasn't
15,
shooting.
16, 17. That's when he
finally
shooting, bro.
Yeah, tripping.
You tripping?
Nah, man.
LeBron was all athleticism his first however many
9 years.
9-10 years. He had no skills, none, 0. You heard it here first, 0.
His footwork wasn't spectacular. He was.
I don't know how we got on this subject, but 0.
fly. Wanting to talk about the third GOAT.
Right, and let me put this out here. The reason why he didn't go to any dunk contest is he can't dunk. Put it that way, he's trash.
Now you really capping.
What have you seen LeBron do besides go through his legs
and go hard
or 360? Maybe I only. You think he's really gonna compete in a dunk contest?
Yes.
I don't think he got the creativity.
I mean, he's not gonna do it now, but no. LeBron,
he was never. Did you see his high school dunk contest?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
Man knows his limitations.
He knows where he's like. You know what? I ain't even gonna play myself like this. But yeah, on to the next. What were we talking about?
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
He ain't going no. I mean, they're gonna try to find a place for him to go. I'm sure he's gonna leave. I don't think Ben is doing the. I don't think his process. Ironically, I don't think his process of trying to get up out of there is gonna benefit him, man. If I'm them, I'm sending him to Cleveland, man. Fuck Ben.
Is he dating?
Sending him to Cleveland.
I'm sending that nigga to Cleveland, bro.
Is he dating a Kardashian or something?
He was.
No more.
He was. You know what that Kardashian bobo do to you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's right. What it was. I was just like, this had to be
part of that Kardashian.
Yeah.
Nah.
I'm sitting in Cleveland.
Were
I'm getting them young point guards up out of Cleveland. They still, you put them together, they might accrue to how much Ben is worth. And now you got some ball handlers to help Joel Embiid, some shooters, and those guys, they're not great defenders.
Who's Cleveland going to send to Philly? Colin Sexton?
Give me Colin. Give me both. I said them young guards. Give me both. Give me them boys.
They're going to take a step back.
They're going to take a step back regardless when they lose Ben.
We talking about
now
Cleveland?
If you get Dame.
They losing a lot of defense.
But boy,
I think Dame just makes them a 5th seed. Yeah,
I think Dame makes them a 3rd seed.
Not gonna happen.
And there was
they don't get to the Eastern Conference with Dame.
They're not getting to the Eastern Conference Finals with Dame. You can Dame time all you want.
They're not gonna win because they are. Let me tell you why. Number one, Joel Embiid don't play like a real big man, an old school big man. Number two, Tobias Harris is wishy-washy. Number three, Dame can't carry the team himself. Number four, they got Doc Rivers. And it's not even Doc Rivers is a bad coach. He just got bad luck.
No, I can't say bad luck.
So we not gonna say Atlanta shouldn't have came back that 26 points in a quarter.
That's on the coach because.
Is it really on the coach?
Atlanta wasn't even playing that well.
No, Atlanta was playing well. Don't do that.
No. The first half we was not playing well at all.
The first half, right. But they got it together. They came back with a different defensive mindset.
26 points.
Yeah, they came back.
Philly didn't adjust. We did. They didn't. And
what adjustment? All you need is 2-3 buckets.
Yeah, when you're up 26,
in the whole quarter,
you're not the one that's making the adjustment,
right?
You just got to be prepared for whatever adjustment.
I'm sorry, I can't let Doc slide.
I didn't let him slide. He's another reason, but
he's not.
He's not the reason. His play is definitely. Y'all always got me talking about Philly basketball. Like I'm a fan of something. They just annoy me when I watched them play last year. But anyways, man,
it's all good. So we'll see probably by trade deadline. Ben will be out of here.
He gonna be gone before then.
He should be gone before then. But if he was playing, really honestly, if he was playing and things was looking good, I'd be like, Ben, we're gonna ride this ship on out.
Right.
But he's not playing. He's being difficult, so they got to get rid of him. I mean, I just read something that said Philly's gonna play hardball. They're just gonna find his ass, and I think that's what they should do. I think they should be like, "Fuck what you talking about, my boy. Go ahead, pay us back that money. And we're not paying you, so you're not paying us the money that we're giving you.
Right.
You're paying us the money that we gave you.
You're right.
So dig into that piggy bank and go ahead and slide us them checks. Cause come on, bro, you got 4 years left on your contract, and it's your fault. This is your doing, nigga. You can't be mad because we was like, I don't know if we can win with this guy.
Right.
Yeah. On that note, I think we've came to a decision. We'll just have to wait and see what Ben Simmons will be playing for the second half of this season. And also, we'll see if Andrew Wiggins is going to have enough money to pay all these fines for not getting that vaccine. But thanks for tuning in to this week's show here with the Sports Cash crew.
Falcons rise up.
Oh,
I was going to do something too while I was waiting on it.
The Giants and Falcons, man. We ready, man.
By the way, Giants about to smash y'all.
I don't know about smash. We might win by a field goal or something. I know my team.
Ass birds, these duck ass eagle looking ass.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyways, man.
But anyway, check us out on all social media platforms at sports_cash_. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay up to date with us so you can be in tune with all new episodes. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yo,
we out.
Peace.